I think I'll have the cell phone device positioned strategically down at the corner of the laptop, and maybe we'll do some supplemental play-by-play during the game itself. All right, more total yards, Chris. Ben Roethlisberger or RG3?
Well, I got to go with Big Ben there. I mean, RG3 hasn't played football in so long as far as real competitive game here that means something for both teams. I mean, that's a lot to ask. I don't think RG3 is going to be some slouch out here. I don't. RG3 can throw the football. He has a special arm. I think he's got understanding of the offense, and I think he'll make a few plays with his legs, but I'm still going to go with Big Ben here.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with that. Although you just never know what's going to happen with RG3 and that offense. And you reminded me of what happened in Week 8, 265 rushing yards, and Lamar Jackson was part of that. So we'll see. But the problem with the Ravens' offense has been the involvement of the receivers. I don't think that changes just because RG3 is on the field. If anything, it's going to be even more challenging. They haven't had a lot of practice time this week. I agree with you. It's going to be Big Ben. All right, who's going to have?
I was going to say one thing there, too, just because of those stats there. Like, Big Ben had that, really below-average first half the last time. Second half, they kind of figured out a few ways to attack them. That's going to be interesting to see, too. You see there, 158 yards second half, 2 TDs, was only sacked once. What are the Ravens going to do? They got to realize, our offense might not be as good without Lamar. We can't let really what Big Ben did at the end of that game was just play one-on-one ball because they're so confused. He just went, oh, wait, this guy's one-on-one? I'll hit you. Oh, he's one-on-one? I'll hit you. And they slowly matriculated down the football field that way. I would think Baltimore's not going to live on that edge this time around and play a little differently.
Who will have the most rushing yards in the game? No James Conner. He tested positive last week for COVID-19. We do have Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins back. Over-unders are Benny Snell, 58.5 for the Steelers. Dobbins, 41.5 for the Ravens. Gus Edwards, 38.5 for the Ravens. RG3, 28.5. Ingram, not even on this list because Ingram's kind of fallen out of the offense anyway this year. So who has the most yards?
Yeah, I first off, I don't think it's going to be any Pittsburgh running back. I know the Ravens got no Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams tonight either way, but the Pittsburgh's just not a good enough running football team for me to sit here and take one of those running backs. So for me, it goes between J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. It's one of those two. And those were the two prime suspects the first time around. I mean, it was Gus Edwards right up the middle, smash your face in. Okay, we'll fake it to Gus Edwards. Here's J.K. Dobbins on the edge, and he'll outrun you. I'm going to go with Gus Edwards today, this afternoon. I'm going to take him. I'm going to take the fact that, the inside power running game, you don't need a lot of coaching and schematics and things like that just to blow off the ball and double team guys and push them forward. I think that could be a simple way. It's a place they have an advantage, and I think it'll be Gus tonight. I'm going with him. What about you?
I'm going with Benny Snell. I remember back in Week 1 when James Conner got banged up, Benny Snell had a big game. The opportunities are few and far between. Bang it into the line, show what you can do before a national audience on a Wednesday afternoon. But we know it's going to be Snell. We don't have to guess who it's going to be like we do with the Ravens. Is it going to be Dobbins? Is it going to be Edwards? Is it going to be RG3? It's going to be Snell. He's going to be the running game. And I think that he will end up having the most rushing yards. It's funny. We never go back and hold ourselves accountable.
We should tomorrow.
Since this game, tomorrow, because usually we do it on Thursday and you're not here on Friday.
Right.
You'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pete, make a note of all these.
Copy and paste these, Pete. Let's remember this.
Unless we're wrong. If we're wrong, I don't want to hear about any of them. All right. Which Steeler receiver will have the most receiving yards? Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, or our guy Chase Claypool, Chris?
Oh,
Johnson is the leader via PointsBet. 57.5 yards is the over-under for Johnson.
I think he's more not the kind of the go-to guy that in the offense right now, the guy that can do everything. So I do think there's a lot around him. I do think the offense and Big Ben trust him. This, to me, comes down to just one thing. Who are Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters going to cover when all three of them are on the field? How does that work out? Because whoever they're not covering is the guy I want to take, right? I mean, that's really how I kind of look at it here. And I guess I'm gonna take Chase Claypool. I am. That's my guy. You know that. I've been riding hard with him ever since Notre Dame football 2 years ago. I'm gonna say he's gonna get some of those one-on-one opportunities. And to me, one-on-one, it's like a DK Metcalf. Yeah, have fun. Roll the dice on Chase Claypool. He's a beast.
Yeah, I agree with you. You can't cover all three of these guys, and somebody's going to get the opportunities. And Claypool, the first rookie since the merger, first rookie receiver to have 10 touchdowns in his first 10 career games, and he'll be looking to add to that this afternoon. I keep wanting to say tonight, this afternoon.
I know, it is weird.
Extending into early evening, leading up to the lighting of the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center on NBC. Des Bryant, over under. Now that he's a full-fledged member of the roster, not getting called up from the practice squad and becoming, the 54th or 55th guy on the roster, he's now part of the roster. Over under receiving yards, 28.5. Last week, he had 4 catches for 28 yards, his first statistics since 2017. Is he going to have more or less than 28.5?
I'm going to say less. I could see him, flirting with this number, maybe 4 for 25, something like that. I mean, again, we know RG3, he can spin it and throw it, certainly, but I still just got to think, well, no Mark Andrews, that makes it a little more interesting too. But I got to still think that, guys like Snead, Duvernay, and Hollywood Brown are going to be towards the top of the pecking order before a Des Bryant, and that's why I'll just go under there.
Yeah, I'm going to go over.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over. I think, Dez, I think Dez is starting to come around, and it's a wild card with a different quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
But it could be that RG3 is comfortable with Dez. They've probably known each other for years. They came into the league at about the same time, and maybe there's a connection there that we don't quite know about. I'm gonna go ahead and say over on that one. Pete,
okay,
make a note on that one as well to see which of us is right. Chris has the under.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.